Hello and welcome to your very first discussion board that is graded within this Quality Matters workshop. I'm Liz. I am your facilitator, instructor for this workshop this next 2 weeks. I figured it might be fun to kind of participate in the course with you guys as you go along, to kind of show some things that I do in terms of like applying some of these practices from QM into the online courses that I work with and design with at Arizona State University. So for this example, since we're talking about reviewing the specific standards 1.1 and 1.2, we're looking at that course introduction space for students. And I want to give an example that I'm pretty proud of that we've done with one of my English courses that I work with. So just to get started, we have our home pages always land on some sort of welcome page where we not only provide an opportunity to welcome students, but give them a little bit of a context for the course. So you'll see we've also, I pride myself that we do these cute little like themed banners for our courses a lot of the time too. We use a lot of the ASU coloring, which I think is really a fun theming piece. Something you'll learn about me is I'm very interested in how to create course experiences versus just courses. I like to infuse a little bit of Disney Imagineering in a lot of my courses, and some of that comes with theming and how we are using multimodal aspects in our courses. If you guys ever want to hear us talk about it, me and my another co-facilitator for QM, we do a couple webinars at ASU on this, so feel free to find us for that. So we do have this really great welcome video that we've titled First Tips for Success. I know I've seen a lot of people in the discussion boards talking about how do we prepare our students? How do we get them prepared for what to expect? How much time to spend on something? And this short video does, I think, a good job. It's only 3 minutes long. And I can post it in the comments if anyone is interested in actually watching the full video. But I feel like we've done a good job explaining to students what to expect. And it does cover 101, 102, 105, since those are our three first-year composition courses that students can take. But as we come down here, you'll see that after the video kind of goes through what to expect in the course, what they'll be learning in the course, things like that. We have down here some of that helpful getting started information that QM is looking for. So we have a very clear area on getting started. We've developed an entire module around getting started and getting prepared that we direct students to head to first. And then we've also down here linked some important course links. So like this will take you to that important course information module. We've created a course technology guide through Articulate Rise that actually walks students through how to use not only Canvas, but other technologies that we deploy in the course. We of course have a Meet Your Instructor section. This link here will take you to an overview of the 3 major course projects for the course, and kind of the steps that we're guiding students through as we do that. We also deploy Inscribe as a communication space for students. It's rather than using the Canvas discussion board as kind of a community forum space, we use this technology that is really neat in my opinion, that makes it a little more social media-esque and makes it a little bit easier for students to engage. But we've also been able to infuse some really helpful course guides and like resources on that will help students throughout their projects. And then of course, since this is an English class, we also have an Ask a Librarian link here where students can get connected with one of our great librarians online. So to kind of keep going through the course here, I'll take you to our important course information where again, we have a slightly different page that kind of goes a little bit more in depth in terms of what to expect with the course. This course is developed and designed with our lead coordinator for English 101. His name is Zach. So we have this course expectations that actually will show students through, this is H5P, where we actually walk students through the different parts of how we would like students to go through the writing process in this course. And we use this throughout the course. You'll see as we get to our modules, each module is titled with these kind of names, and we've also tried to use some of the coloring to help let students know, like on a map, where they are in that writing process and how they all interconnect. We also have just some more detailed information. This course also really focuses on multimodal composition, so not just your traditional 5-paragraph essay, but infusing images, video, text. How are you using these things to actually communicate? Because communication in writing these days is so much more than just the words on the page, but how are you presenting them? What kind of images or other things are you pulling in to help further your point? So we do have a little video on that. We also go over the course structure, providing some information about, we've had some students in the past who thought that Inscribe was a place to submit, so we provide a lot of information on that. And another thing that we're looking for students to develop is not just how to write, but like, not even how to think, but like just how to approach things. So we call it strong habits of mind. And we're looking for students to be engaged, persistent, flexible, and open as they go through the course. And you'll see here too that we also talk about the rigor of the course here. So one of the things that ASU does is that we actually not consolidate, but our courses are accelerated. So we take a 15-week course, a 3-credit hour, 15-week course, and we condense it to 7.5 weeks, which is wild in my opinion, but it seems to work and students seem to really like it. So I don't know what others do. But with that, we have provided students some context for that you're going to be doing the same amount of work in 7.5 weeks as you will in 15 weeks. That just because it's shorter doesn't mean it's easier. In fact, it might be harder. So here we actually provide that kind of context of expectation that you will probably spend between 18 and 20 hours each week in the course, and that we recommend logging in every day. And in one of our introduction courses to the university, one of the things that we recommend is spending like 3 hours a day on courses, something similar to what you might do if you were going in person. So if I were taking a 3-credit hour course that met 3 times a week, I would be spending at least, an hour in person in the class, but then also there's those additional hours, like, the 1 or 2 hours afterwards where I'm going to be reading, studying, doing the actual assignments, things like that. So we provide some of that context here. I also wanted to show what we use. I've clearly been into this recently, so it's not starting on the home page. But we've also been deploying this tool that really does a really lovely embed into Canvas. This is called Articulate Rise, and it creates these beautiful, courses that provide a really beautiful way of providing information to students. And I love how well organized it is. So you can see that we provide students with an overall introduction to the technologies, and then we go over how to use My ASU, how to use your Gmail, how to use some of the Canvas features. We use the Canvas peer review in this course, so we have information on how to do that. We also use Google Sites to create a digital portfolio in this course, so we have some information on that there, as well as how to do multimodal composition both in Canvas as well as in the Google platform. So we have a lot of information there. This is one of the first courses that our students will take. So if you're a brand new student, brand new freshman, brand new to ASU Online, this might be probably your very first course. So we do a lot of heavy lifting for other courses, I feel, in that we're also teaching them how to exist in this online space and how to use it. So we provide a lot of really cool technology and tools to help students. So here's just, it's kind of like an H5P where this is a hotspot image, but it's just very lovely embedded into this Rise page, and that ends up being a really beautiful embed and it's really great because it has this kind of guide where you can jump around, find other things in here. If we go back to our important course module, you'll also see that we have this really cool assignment tracker that we've built using Google sheets that students can actually open this, create a copy, and then they have a checklist that they can go through as they complete the course. And we also have, of course, just other information about the assignment overview, your syllabus. This syllabus is also using an Articulate Rise asset. So again, it's just very easy, very pretty. One of the things that we've also done with our syllabus using Rise is we can actually include things like knowledge checks, and you can pretty much embed anything in here and it just looks gorgeous. It also is really helpful for students who are neurodivergent in that it will only display so much information at a time. So it can really help with, like, I have a lot of text I need to share with students, but I don't want it to just be a block of text. And I'm looking, here's one that also has these ungraded, you could make them graded if you deploy it in a certain way in Canvas. But we have knowledge checks where students can just test their knowledge and make sure that they understood what it was that they just read. So that's really neat. As mentioned, we go through a lot of information, both how to use, how to get through the course, how to use Canvas, information about their ebook, how to use Inscribe. And then, of course, we get into actually like your reading materials, course policy, submitting, and then getting started for that very first assignment that they'll do in Module 2. So sorry for the lengthy video. I did want to not just explain some of the things that we're doing here, and I kind of got off track there just talking about certain aspects, but in our syllabus we also go over obviously the schedule of activities and explanation of how communication in the course occurs. That's also in our technology guide. We get into the types of assessments that students will see. That little thing that I was doing in the syllabus here, this is actually the course assessments, both what they'll be doing, the percentage of the grade in the course, that sort of thing. So hopefully this gives you guys a little bit of a sense of what QM is looking for and a really pretty way of going about it. So please feel free to ask any questions in the comments about the technology we're using or how to better meet those 1.1 and 1.2 essential standards. Thanks so much.